With the science and technology, the life became easy. The role that science and technology has played in improving the life conditions across the globe is vivid, but the benefit has been harvested maximum by all countries. Science and technology has made life a lot easier and also a lot better when the advancement of medicines and analysis on diseases. Science and technology has also got issues along its great advantages. It also includes some disastrous disadvantages which can be a great harm for us. It has such disadvantages which can destroy us and our habitat easily. Its disadvantages have ruined our life and we have become addicted to use it, and more we use it, the more its disadvantages affects. These are some of the issues of science and technology globally. First is agriculture and food. Technology has resulted into introduction of farm inputs such as fertilizers whose excessive use destroys the crop's lives. Some farmers tell us that they don't want to adopt the new farming methods because according to them, fertilizers bring more harm than good. The genetically engineered food treated with chemicals also have adverse effects to the lives of human beings. Some of the machines used in farming also destroy some of the crops when not well handled, bringing about losses to the farmers. The use of heavy machinery on land brings about the loss of the land quality through soil compaction, loss of soil structure. Technology has also made it possible to increase the scale of production, which depending on the side you are looking at it from can be disadvantaged because it increases most of all the problems attributed to agriculture on a small scale to a large scale.
Negative effects of fertilizers. As fertilizer contains both nitrogen and phosphorus, it can cause negative effects on the environment. Rainwater acts as a vehicle for carrying fertilizer from the place of application and depositing it as a pollutant into rivers and lakes, ultimately contaminating both the ground and air. Often, crops cannot absorb all the nutrients from fertilizer, forcing the excess into the air and water. This loss also affects farmers' profitability as they spend more and more on fertilizer. The presence of nitrogen fertilizers in water encourages algae blooms, both toxic and non-toxic, which deplete oxygen and reduce light penetration in water. This in turn promotes the growth of weeds and negatively affects aquatic life. When algae populations get too large, their resulting death reduces oxygen in the water, suffocates fish and creates dead zones in the oceans. Nitrogen and fertilizer filters into groundwater, thus ending up in drinking water. In the human body, nitrogen becomes nitrate, which inhibits the movement of oxygen through the body. Unabsorbed nitrogen from fertilizer can also leach into the air, contributing to greenhouse gases and air pollution.
Second is climate and environment. Countries around the world have been impacted of the science and technology on the environment has included the misuse and damage of our natural earth. These science and technologies have damaged our world in two main ways, namely the pollution and the depletion of natural resources. Air and water pollution. Air pollution occurs when harmful or excessive quantities of gases such as carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitric oxide, and methane are introduced into the Earth's atmosphere. The main sources all relate to the technologies which emerged following Industrial Revolution, such as burning of fossil fuels, factories, power stations, mass agriculture, and vehicles. The consequences of air pollution include negative health impacts for humans and animals and global warming, whereby the increased amount of greenhouse gases in the air trap thermal energy in the Earth's atmosphere and cause the global temperature. Depletion of natural resources. Resource depletion is another negative effect of science and technology on the environment. It refers to the consumption of a resource faster than it can be replenished. Natural resources consist of those are in existence without humans having created them, and they can be either renewable or non-renewable. There are several types of resource depletion, with the most severe being aquifer depletion, deforestation, mining for fossil fuels and minerals, contamination of resources, soil erosion, and overconsumption of resources. This mainly occur as a result of agriculture, mining, water usage, and consumption of fossil fuels. All of those such have been enabled by advancements in technology and science. Third is innovations and economics. The economy is in perpetual state of growth, which is impossible to maintain. The economy is spread too wide and thin, ensuring an eventual economic collapse due to lack of available resources to support such a widespread global society with 8 billion members. Fourth is education. The science and technology has become a great tool for learning. You can Google any information you need rather than spend time in the library or attend the course online without leaving home. Yet, technology and science involvement doesn't always guarantee with the quality of education. Children sometimes overuse technology in the classroom, which obviously affects the learning process in a negative way. Plagiarism and cheating have increased, while analysis and critical thinking have declined. This puts young generation thinking abilities in jeopardy. Various studies claim that the more students use entertainment technologies like games or social media, the less they perform academically. Instead of reading and doing homework, modern kids indulge in entertainment. Fifth is social skills. Vast use of science and technology solutions is likely to result in poor social skills. Business meetings are held over Skype and kids chat in Messenger rather than call on granny or meet up with a friend in person. On the face of it, technology appears to create global network bringing people together. But in fact, this replaces real-life communication and ends in social isolation. Moreover, strong social bonds are replaced with a number of shallow friends in social networks. As a result, people might feel lonely and depressed. We've got into the habit of living in our own world and staring at the device screen even when surrounded by people. When we replace real life interaction with online communication, we lose the ability to read social cues like tone of voice and facial expression, body language. Last is privacy and security. If being misused, science and technology can expose you to a number of risks, especially vulnerable are kids. 1 in 3 teenagers reported being victims of cyberbullying. The offenders use text messages, social media, or forums to reach out the target. The internet is now also where online sex crimes take place. Sexting is another risky behavior teens might be exposed to. 39% of teens admitted sending sex messages, and almost half of the teenagers receive text containing nudity. With youth population using the internet, it gives rise to cybercrime. Today, it's easier than ever before to find someone's personal information as the borders of privacy is blurred. With a few clicks, you can now discover Facebook page with all the contact information, pictures, whereabouts, and many more. Though science and technology has solved a lot of problems and has overall worked in the favor of humanity, but there are few negatives which can be solved provided in the intentions behind using such a tool can be seized.